report, do you ever pay two people to do the same job? Well, how about three people? If you answer no, you're wrong, because listen to this. All U.S. taxpayers have been paying multiple agencies to do the same jobs, and it is costing billions of dollars a year. The numbers are detailed in a 300-plus page audit from the General Accountability Office. Janet St. Laurent leads the team that issued that report. She joins us from Washington. You know, Janet, we've all been going through pieces of this. What is the most startling thing that you're finding out as you go through the government and see these redundancies?
I think the most telling part of the report is just the magnitude and scope of the issues that we found. It covers virtually every federal agency, and there are a wide range of issues that we uncovered as we looked at potential overlap and duplication among federal programs. For example, we've looked at issues regarding the Defense Department, other federal agencies, IRS, social service programs, and in many cases we've seen that over the years there are numerous overlapping programs that have evolved. And it may be time to take a look at whether the full extent of those programs should be continue or whether there's opportunities for realizing efficiencies.
I mean, it sounds like to me, and I'm just going to pull out one example that we've got that says to me there's got to be tons of efficiencies potentially to be found. In 2007, the U.S. Agriculture Department paid $1.1 billion in farm subsidies to 170,000 dead people. 15 federal agencies now oversee 30 food laws, and at least 4 departments compete to administer 80 economic development programs. I'm thinking when the big story right now is how do we cut back on spending? How do we trim the deficit, get rid of the deficit? To me, it sounds like there's a lot of money to be saved in our government. Is that kind of your thoughts, too, as you go through this report?
We did find numerous examples of inefficiencies, and certainly those are some of the ones that you mentioned are very good examples. Part of the problem that we've seen as we've reviewed federal programs is the difficulty of getting accurate information. And so this particularly relates to the contracting area in general, where the government is spending billions and billions of dollars each year on contracts, yet they don't have good inventories of which contracts they're issuing, the numbers of contracts, et cetera. And without that data to start from, it's very difficult to even identify the extent of duplication and overlap and potential inefficiencies.
You know, Janet, I mean, longtime government waste watchers have seen these GAO reports before. What is it, though, that's different about this one? I mean, I'm shocked if this kind of stuff has been coming out over the last, decades or years. I mean, that something hasn't been done already. But is there something different about your report?
I think part of what's different is the fiscal climate. Certainly, we have raised issues about the long-term federal deficit and the need for Congress and the administration to begin to address those long-standing issues. So it is certainly an opportunity to address those now. We believe that there are numerous opportunities here for action by individual federal agencies, by the Office of Management and Government, Management and Budget, that has to work to address some of these cross-cutting issues, and the Congress that has the opportunity to look at the potential for streamlining and perhaps reducing the number of federal programs in some areas.
What do you think is going to be done? I mean, President Obama has said he wants to reorganize the government. I mean, has the White House or the Budget Office contacted you guys about it, or do you expect to give them a briefing on your findings? Where does this go? I hope somewhere.
Right. Well, we hope so, too. And again, there are numerous issues that agencies can begin to act on immediately. Some of the best government practices, reducing the number of data centers across the federal government that are involved in IT issues, addressing some of the contracting issues. From the congressional perspective, there are certain key bills that are up for reauthorization now. For example, the Department of Education has recommended consolidating teacher quality programs from 38 to 11. So those are some examples that could be acted on rather quickly, potentially, by the Congress.
It's pretty wild. I think every American should read it. Hey, Janet, thank you so much. Janet St. Laurent from the Government Accountability Office. We appreciate it, and I guess all lawmakers should check it out, too.